In the summer of 2013, I took a train from Koblenz to Mainz, Germany to visit the Goethe-Institut and take the German C1 proficiency exam, or Goethe Zertifikat C1. Was I nervous? Slightly, about a 4.5 on a scale from 1 to 10, but I was used to taking standardized tests and language exams at varying degrees of difficulty, already had a pretty comprehensive understanding of my own rate of fluency, and was not under the impression that I would fail. Perhaps I'd get a worse score than I would have liked to, but I was still quite confident that I would pass. Confidence is key. Remember this before going to take the exam and during it. Tell that condescending little voice in your head telling you how terrible you're gonna do to verpiss dich. You're about to take the German C1 proficiency exam, for the love of Pete. It's not like you're some naive Grimm Brothers characters who have stumbled upon a gingerbread-covered test site in the middle of the woods and have gone inside to discover, surprise, surprise, the questions are really hard on this licorice-covered test paper. No. You would not be here preparing for this exam if you weren't either interested in or required to take it because it corresponds most appropriately to your current level of German, or because you wish to challenge yourself to move a bit beyond your already advanced intermediate level of German. Now, if you fit neither of these bills, find yourself thinking advanced intermediate, hardly, or feel totally overwhelmed at the prospect of going for the C1 certification, you might want to ask yourself if you're biting off a bit more than you can chew. Maybe you should shoot for the B1 or the B2 level German exam before trying the C1 level. But that's up to you. You have to assess your own language skills. Now, just because you might be a C1 level speaker, understander, reader, and/or writer does not necessarily mean that all of these skills match each other's levels, or that you will necessarily pass the exam. What if you're unused to taking standardized tests? What if you are a literature student who can think of 5 or more gehobene and obsolete words for marriage, but are unsure when it comes to the names for common household items? Or worst of all, what if you're that person with native speaker-like proficiency who fails a test at Duolingo? That's why you need to remember to check yourself before test day. Look up what kind of vocab is most likely to appear and use whatever method you find best to incorporate that into your vocabulary. Take a practice exam or two to get yourself in the swing of things and accustomed to the style and the difficulty level of the exam, and do some practice activities or worksheets either online or in a textbook that are specifically designed to help you at the C1 level. Your best bet is to try to level up just a bit more before heading off to the test site. Those of you who have spent their weeks and/or months before the exam living in a German-speaking country have already been doing this by simply being surrounded by the language constantly and using it on a daily basis. For those of you im Ausland, I'd recommend upping your German use to the max starting at least 2 weeks before the exam. Social network auf Deutsch, make your breakfast auf Deutsch, geh aufs Klo auf Deutsch, mache alles auf Deutsch. It's not too hard in Grundprinzip, but if you find you're lacking on resources, just remember all of the wonderful free materials that you can find online via literally almost anywhere on the internet. For a comprehensive list of sources with links, check out my blog post Das alles ist für improving your German, which has been linked in the description box. If you're struggling to get fluency going before the exam, you might want to phone a friend, either on Skype or on FaceTime or wherever else. See if you can speak with a native or proficient speaker to improve your conversational skills and get them fine-tuned and functioning at their utmost best before you head off to take the exam. And when you're not doing that, talk to yourself when and wherever you can, or read, or just try to constantly think to yourself in German. Trust me, all of that stuff is going to help you. Apart from all this, be sure to assess your own German knowledge and focus specifically on your weakest points, whether they be grammar, listening comprehension, making summaries or paraphrasing, the cases, or whatever else. If you have absolutely no idea what you should probably or absolutely must improve upon, talk to a German professor, teacher, tutor, native, or proficient speaker for their assessment of your German skills and for their recommendations for improvement. And also remember that all of this additional study and language immersion should be done in addition to, not instead of, whatever it is you currently do for learning German, whether you learn at an institution or through autodidactism. If you feel you could do well with some more structured help than self-study, you might want to consider enrolling yourself in a course that will specifically prepare you for the Goethe Zertifikat C1. I'm Maria Athena, and this has been How to Prepare Yourself for the C1 German exam. Danke für die Aufmerksamkeit. Tune in next week where we'll be taking an inside look at my Plansprache and where I'll be giving you a few tips for making one of your own. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss! Are you struggling with German?
Einen, oh je.
Are you looking for top-notch affordable tutoring sessions with a person that knows their shit and is passionate about the German language to a degree most commonly unacceptable in everyday life?
Jawohl!
Well, look no further.
Supi!
I'm a proficient speaker and experienced tutor with a bachelor's degree in German, hundreds of hours of intensive interaction with the German language, resources out the ass, and a keen interest in helping other language learners reach their fluency goals. Inquiries about tutoring lessons with me via Skype, FaceTime, or Google Plus can be sent to xxmariaathenaxx@gmail.com or to me via my Facebook page. The details to my full tutoring and freelance services are linked in the description box, and I look forward to hearing from you.